Right, folks, the witch hunt led by New York State Attorney General Letitia James, someone who clearly has Trump derangement syndrome and has it bad. Well, it came to a head today. James announced this morning New York State was filing suit against former President Donald Trump, his company, and his adult family members' children for fraud. Listen.
This investigation revealed that Donald Trump engaged in years of illegal conduct to inflate his net worth, to deceive banks and the people of the great state of New York. Claiming you have money that you do not have does not amount to the art of the deal. It's the art of the steal. And there cannot be different rules for different people in this country or in this state.
Art of the steal. Yuck, 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 yuck. First time I heard that. Not only is she not witty, she's clearly obsessed with the Trump family and probably should get a little bit of help. Joining me now, the former attorney for President Trump and former mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani, also a badass prosecutor, if I may say so. Mr. Mayor, when you saw that announcement today, what went through your mind?
Well, it's disgraceful that she's practicing law or allowed to practice law. I mean, I'm suspended because I'm a danger, even though I was thrown out of the case in Washington saying that I had anything to do with the January 6 situation. The case was dismissed by the judge, but I'm still suspended. She's allowed to practice law, even though she ran a totally unethical campaign in which she basically said she was going to get Donald Trump. At the time, she didn't know what she was going to get him for. I mean, that's absolutely outrageous for a prosecutor to run in order to get one person. And by the way, she's brought a civil case, and she referred to it because she went to the same high school I did, and obviously did not get as good an education. And I'm not sure she went to law school. It shouldn't matter. She really should be disbarred. You should not conduct a campaign for attorney general in which you target one person when you don't even have a crime that at that point you believe they committed. You're going to go look for one. Yeah. So she describes his conduct as white-collar criminal conduct. However, I don't know where she gets the right to say that. She brought a civil case against him. She hasn't charged him with a crime.
So, Mr. Mayor, let's take a listen to.
Lied. I mean, right there in front of the press, she lied, and of course, the lapdog press will not point out that she is verbally accusing him of a crime, but she's not accusing him of a crime in court where she has to prove it.
Well, let's take a listen. Allow me to show the audience what she said. She listed the punishments that she thought. I mean, it's amazing. Prior to even becoming Attorney General, she says, I'm going to get Trump. He's going to know my name.
I mean,
I'm going to kick his ass. And now, before she charges him or before they even have a conviction, listen to what she says about the punishments they're going to get. Listen.
Permanently bar Mr. Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, Eric Trump, from serving as an officer or director in any corporation or similar entity registered and or licensed in New York. To bar Mr. Trump and the Trump Organization from entering into any New York State commercial real estate acquisition or from applying for loans from any financial institution in New York for 5 years.
So, Mr. Mayor, correct me if I'm wrong. So she runs on, I'm going to get Trump. She gets elected Attorney General. And then before we know of any evidence that she has or any real accusations that she has, she's listing out all the things she's going to punish the Trump family, the way she's going to punish the Trump family when she gets she's jumping the gun every step of the way. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right, Eric. And let me just point out something, because this brainwashing they do in propaganda is outrageous. You referred to it when she gets a conviction. She's not going to get a conviction. She's bringing a civil lawsuit. This is a civil case. This is not a criminal case, even though she referred to him as a white-collar criminal. She's not even accusing him of that, and she's calling him that. Why this woman isn't thrown out of the practice of law when they torture me, I can't figure it out. I've never done anything as unethical as that.
And so, Mr. Mayor, take a listen to this soundbite. What we've been talking about, how Letitia James had it out for Trump before she was even Attorney General. Listen.
I say one name, Donald Trump. That should motivate you. Stop your vote.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the He's going to know my name personally.
Running for Attorney General because I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental rights are at stake.
So, Mr. Mayor, let's get out of there. So, Mr. Mayor, does this not disqualify Letitia James, at least, in the very least, against Trump's case, and at the very most, maybe even as Attorney General, she ran on something she pre-planned?
Well, first of all, she said that he was an illegitimate president, which, according to Biden, would make her a fascist or a semi-fascist, right?
Or an insurrectionist.
An insurrectionist, a semi-fascist. I mean, it is clear that she should have been disciplined by the Bar Association for running a campaign that was essentially to go after one guy, and with inappropriate language, inappropriate charges. Even now, she's taking a civil case and she's describing it as a criminal case. And it isn't. Yep. It is not a criminal case.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, let me ask you this. Do you think there's any, coincidence that there are 48 days till her next reelection, and she won on going after Trump the first time? Maybe she's just doubling down, trying it again.
Well, whatever happened to you don't, they censored the entire hard drive because it was too close to the election.
Yeah.
That was like 40 or 50 different crimes by Joe Biden that are now finally coming out. And she brings this before the election. How she was allowed to do what she did and remain a lawyer is completely astounding to me. And it means that my profession has become totally compromised by politics. You cannot run as a Javert. You're going to go after one person and one person alone, even though you don't have a charge.
Yep.
She went fishing and came up with nonsense. I don't even know if she has standing to bring this case.
Yeah,
I haven't had a chance to look at the complaint, but she wasn't defrauded. She doesn't really represent the entire state of New York.
Yeah, well, there are some ties. She has some ties.
Would have to be. No particular individual has brought this case.
Right. She has some ties to the banking industry.
But her.
She's got some ties to the banks, and maybe that's where she gets some election funding. We should find out. I'm not saying it is. We should look into it.
Not her.
Right.
If a bank was defrauded, a bank knows how to bring a lawsuit. Believe me, I represented them.
Yep. All right, Mr. Mayor Rudy Giuliani, appreciate your time.
This is an outrage. This is another fascist outrage.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.